There is no truly passive income, and anyone that tells you about passive income is either a liar, somebody who tries to appear more important than they are, or somebody who tries to make money out of you. And maybe there is a rare exception of people, few people in the world, who truly make passive income, and I'm gonna explain to you how they do it in this video. I'm Damien Prosalendis, self-made millionaire at age 20. Welcome to my channel, and let's get this started. Videographer, cue the intro.
Dab, 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 dab.
There is no truly passive income. There is only residual income that you get paid for a long time after you've completed the work. I want you to imagine a continuum of income. The more you go towards the left side of that continuum, the more time, energy and effort you have to spend to generate the income. The more you go towards the passive side, the less energy, time and effort it takes to generate that income. However, in order to compensate
for your small penis,
for lack of effort, energy and time, or in order to get away with very little input, you have to have
money. Billions and billions.
Or it's work that you've done in the past that's compounded over time after many years of work, after years of building your client base, after years of building your brand's equity, after years of building your reputation, after years of accumulating connections and skills and knowledge, and all that has compounded, and therefore it can make your income seem more passive.
Same, but different.
Even though it isn't, until it's completely detached from your time, from your energy and from your effort. Now, when it comes to creating passive income through investments, which is what most people talk about when they refer to passive income, that has to take into account three more variables: input, risk and return. Now, if the input is high, the return is meaningful. If the input is low, the return is meaningless. The balancing factor between the input and the return is risk. Is risk. Risk is like the multiplier that determines what the input will yield in return. Now, high input is usually paired with low risk because that secures the investment, makes the return meaningful, but with low risk, there is little to no chance of losing that high input and continue to accrue that return on your investment. However, most people don't have the ability to make a high input, and therefore they might compensate for lack of input by amplifying the risk, which will increase the return whilst lowering the input. However, there is a chance that the investment will be lost. A very simple example of this could be cryptocurrency. Not in all cases, however, it's generally something that with low input, due to the high volatility of cryptocurrencies, could lead to high returns. However, it comes along with the potential risk of losing your capital or having it or seeing your capital depreciate in value. So don't be misled when somebody talks about passive income, because in most cases it's not passive, it's residual, paid for work that you've done in the past, paid in the future. Now, in the rare few cases that it's truly passive income being derived from investments that requires large sums of capital, either your own or borrowed. Yes, you can leverage debt to create passive income, but even that in the beginning is gonna take high amount of time, energy and effort until you can turn that leveraged capital into something that's a truly passive investment. Now, oftentimes you will hear gurus oversimplify how passive income works. For example, a very popular guru, I'm not gonna name here,
Snitches get stitches, bitches.
propagated the flawed idea of how you can turn a $100,000 investment into real estate, into something that could produce you a return, a monthly return that would cover the car payment for a Tesla. So the idea is that when you want to buy something that's considered a toy, a depreciating asset, like a car, let's say for example a Tesla, it could be a BMW, a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, or whatever. You have a depreciating asset, or let's better word it, a liability, a toy, that costs you either a quite significant amount of cash, let's say $200,000, or you can give a part of that as a down payment and then split the rest of the car's value in monthly payments. Let's say that you paid something like $40,000 as a down payment, and then you have a monthly payment of $1,500. I'm just making numbers out of the top of my head now. The theory of that guru was that within $100,000 investment in real estate, you could accrue a monthly payment, a monthly ROI, return on investment, of about $1,500, and that would cover the monthly payment of the car, and therefore you have your investment paying for your toy, which is a nice idea in theory.
Objection!
However, $100,000 is practically what we refer as a low input into an investment. Low input, like I said before, leads to a meaningless return unless the risk is high, because risk is the multiplier. So low input and high risk could lead to a high yield, a high return, and that could potentially make a low input investment into something that could cover for the payment of a toy like a car. However, due to the multiplier risk being high, the capital is in danger, and at any time you could lose the ability to pay off the toy using your investment, and therefore the strategy is rendered useless because it's not sustainable in the long term. And any real investment is sustainable in the long term because the risk is minimized through large amounts of capital in order to yield a significant return that you can rely on for the long term. Now, the only valuable thing you could get from that guru's theory is the notion that you can have an investment pay for your liabilities, and that's something that's extremely smart and every savvy entrepreneur and investor should do. However, practically speaking, if you were actually so rich that you can have an investment that pays for your toys, you could theoretically have so much liquid capital available. Let's say maybe you had $10 million or $20 or $30 million liquid cash. Then why would you need to set up an investment that pays for your car and not buy it right away? Because $200,000 compared to 10 or 20 or $30 million is a pretty insignificant percentage of that money. Yes, it would be smarter to set up an investment structure first and then use the return to pay for your asset, but let's be real and honest. We all of us want to get rich so we can enjoy our lives and be free to spend our money however we please. So that means sometimes indulging into buying a toy that doesn't produce anything and is just something that you get for your personal pleasure. The problem comes when you totally forgo of the idea of using assets to pay for liabilities, and you just instantly grab all your cash, get every single penny that you earn, and then throw it into toys without any care, without being concerned at all about having some kind of asset that pays and funds your lavish lifestyle.